upper house of the parliament called Rajya Sabha. I was nominated by the President of India, so I didn't belong to any political party. So there were advantage and disadvantage. But whatever we are doing itself is political action. I mean, changing the balance of power in favor of poor and in favor of women, and when standing sort of firm now in the mainstream market and competing with other as equals factors. So that your presence and your large somewhat. So that does bring say an impact. And people do, the policymakers, politicians, experts, academicians, they do give some weightage to whatever SEWA has been expressing or fighting for. At the grassroots level, at panchayat level, we have about more than 500 of SEWA members are the elected, most of them by consensus. According to Indian culture, if you are above politics, then you carry more respect and more credibility. Maybe it may have slightly changed now, but that is how. So in public life, you are open and free to say, your opinion. So whichever is pro poor, pro women, pro non-violence, but that climate of public life has changed. The parties see the poor as vote bank strength. That is the only thing that we have, which is the number. Basically, in a trade union, it's a number which counts. And then, organized. So, the more organized you have, tighter organized you are, then you are stronger. Your roots are deeper. But it's not the only thing. Organizations, you have to have the networks organized, not like just like trade-wise, but you have to have networks and organizing across borders, across issues, and then across your markets. So you need to have the networks. You need to have allies. Whenever on certain issues. So that is what we call a movement. So you need an organization to have roots, and then for change, for bringing new ideas and then spreading your ideas, you need a movement. So there is always a balance between the two. And any movement, as in the movement you go further, then you come up with another organization that you set up. So in my vision, it is like the banyan tree. So banyan tree grows, and then its branch goes down on the ground and takes roots, and that becomes an independent tree of its own, and that is how it sprawls. So that's like a movement, but each one is an organization. So how do we connect with each other? So not in a straitjacket, but as per the changing circumstances. Strategically, it's not like an edifice. So if you take out one brick out of edifice, then it may fall. But this is like a tree. So it may, with the wind, it may move this way, that way, but still, the roots are strong. We need to think totally afresh and have to think of decentralizing, localizing, resources and power. We have to find ways to cut down the wasteful way of the society. Then have to learn to work together. There is nothing like opposition. There are differences, but then we have to see that everybody has enough to eat, and primary education and primary health care. I have a principle. I call it the principle of 100 miles. For your five primary needs: roti, kapda, makan. Your food, that includes water, food, clothing, and roof. Plus two primary basic services: education, primary education, and primary health care. This must be produced and be available or made available within 100 miles around. As soon as your agriculture produce or the product of your labor goes out a little far, so I call it 100 miles, whatever, then it gets out of your control. It is like oceanic circles. So you are local and global. So how that overlaps with each other in its own natural course, and then we meet each other. Our knowledge, our people, our children, they come closer, and at the same time they still remain strongly rooted to their origin. Until then, I think disparity will not go and disparity will remain, and what we are going to be left with is hunger and violence. Every success or achievement, as you call it, has a seeds of failures, and every failure has achievement, potential achievement. So the important is that how you do it, the way you do it, and that the way you build up a society. How the way you do is that you correlate that what is the impact, what I am doing, what is the impact to my own self, to the society, to the community, and to the universe. So how you do that? Because my deeds have impact on others, whether you like it or not, believe it or not. So if I do good deeds, it is going to impact somebody who is far away, maybe 1,000 miles away. Same way, if it is bad, then it's going to impact me. So how do we think and act in a more correlated way, in a more responsible way, and that is part of leadership. So that's the vision we have, and then go that way. We know that we are never going to reach the vision, which is like heaven. So, but so long as we are on the right track, I think that makes me feels good. Yes, and that's why I'm not in a hurry. But I want to do things in a that is constructive, creative, peaceful.